Hello, good afternoon. Uh, Today we are going to discuss about the inborn errors of metabolism. You have studied metabolism for amino acids, carbohydrate and lipids, and you must have come across the inborn errors of metabolism. So I just going through different aspects of this error. What is disease? What are the types of disease? According to Charak, diseases are of three types: inborn, exogenous, and psychological. And according to Charak Samhita, it is written there that the child is product of mother, father, self, and nutrition. And that itself explains that what is the importance of this inborn error of metabolism, because it affects the personality of the child, future of the child, life of the child. Here you see Sir Archibald Garrod in 1909 first used this nomenclature, that is inborn errors of metabolism, that is IEM, and he introduced Garrod's tetrad, which includes alkaptonuria, albinism, cystinuria, and pentosuria. And in respective chapters you must have read all these metabolic disorders. Now coming to what are the types of genetic disorders. It may be chromosomal disorders, it may be monogenic disorders, that is inborn errors of metabolism comes under this category, and complex disorders, that is multifactorial disorders, and cancer comes under this category. What are the common symptoms? What we see, what we look in the patient to diagnose, to make a suspicion of this metabolic disorders. Acute symptoms in neonatal period, and you see that all the symptoms are related to one or another metabolic disorders. So we have to very watchful and we have to very suspicious. In neonatal period, any neurological distress, if there is finding of organic acidurias, lactic acidosis, or neurological distress with intoxication type, or neurological distress with hyperammonemia or without hyperammonemia or ketoacidosis, storage disorders, hypoglycemia with hepatomegaly and liver dysfunction. There may be late onset acute presentation. There may be progressive neurologic and mental retardation. There may be ocular symptoms. There may be different types of skin symptoms. There may be hematological symptoms. The child may fail to thrive, or he is or she is suffering from chronic diarrhea. There is history of poor feeding, and lastly there is changes at the school going age. Otherwise the child was normal and healthy, but at the school going age, that is at the age of 4 5 years, he develops or he or she develops certain uh, presentation, certain symptoms which are indicating towards the metabolic disorders. So we have to be suspicious, always suspicious. Prenatal presentations are seen in the cases of peroxisomal diseases, mitochondrial diseases, disorders of glycosylation, defects in steroid hormone synthesis. So there is prenatal screening, and in prenatal period we have to be watchful of the mother, that how her pregnancy is progressing. This cold phase is a very important symptom of certain metabolic disorders such as mucopolysaccharidosis, mucolipidosis, oligosaccharidosis, GM1 gangliosidosis, multiple sulfatase deficiency, You must have read all these. So if you see in a child the coarse phase, just get it investigated. Now, what is the pathogenesis of IEM? What happens in the inborn error of metabolism? There is a defect in a gene or mutation in a gene. Defect in a enzyme and mutation in the gene. So what happens? Any metabolic pathway is blocked at any step, which is the rate limiting step or which is an important step. So there is accumulation of the substrate of that particular enzyme, accumulation of precursors of that particular enzymatic pathway, redirection of the precursors to alternate pathway, and there is deficiency of the products of that particular enzyme or that particular metabolic pathway. So these are the areas from where we have to investigate. We have to do tests to estimate all these substrate precursors and products. Now the test is done in a newborn. Why? To demonstrate high concentration of the substrate, low concentration of the product, and direct demonstration of low enzyme activity, due to which the metabolic pathway is blocked or having less product or important molecules are synthesized. To determine defect in the metabolism of water soluble intermediates, that is amino acids or organic acids, or defect is in organelles, that is lysosomal, mitochondrial, peroxisomal metabolism is there. So we have to differentiate and diagnose and determine the disorder. These are certain tests which are done for differential diagnosis in a child which is having symptoms, that is plasma ammonia for urea acid cycle or organic acidureas, plasma lactate and pyruvate for lactic acidosis, 3-hydroxybutyrate, free fatty acids, plasma and urine amino acids. Urinary and plasma organic acid analysis is done. Urinary polysaccharides are estimated. Oligosaccharides screening test is done. Galactosemia screening tests are done. These are the only few list of tests which are done to diagnose. Uh, these are Rothra's test, Bendix test, cyanide nitroprusside test, ferric chloride test, dinitrophenylhydrazine test, cetylpyridinium chloride test, ninhydrin test, test for porphobilinogens. So you are aware of all these tests, and you go through the practical book and you will see, and some of them you must have done in your practical classes. So these are tests to recognize, to identify the certain metabolites which are present in excess or which are deficient in the blood or urine. Now, what is the principle for treatment of inborn errors of metabolism? There are listed 5 principles. Number 1, treatment at the level of clinical phenotype. Number 2, treatment at the level of metabolites. Number 3, treatment at the level of dysfunctional protein. Number 4, organ transplantation. Number 5, gene therapy, which is at the research stage. Now, treatment at the level of clinical phenotype. What is the phenotype of the child? So, we do patient education, we do enzyme replacement therapy, or if there is any need, then